What's working now? You are about to find out. This is an exciting episode. You need to buckle your seatbelt, hold onto your hat. We're about to take you for a wild ride. In today's episode, I am coaching an incredible up and coming entrepreneur inside of their business. Her name is Alex. She's got an incredible physical products brand. And Alex has done some amazing things to develop the brand, the products, even the manufacturing of the products. And yet there's a big piece missing. And today we dive into that and how she can take this incredible message that she feels so strongly and passionate about and actually see it get out there into the world. She has been struggling with launching and moving her product. And so today, as a product designer, as a woman who has done global distribution, we took that head on. And so what I want you to take from this episode today, what I want you to listen for is, yes, we are talking about physical products. And I even had some really incredible physical products examples because that is where I started. But the whole purpose of this show, What's Working Now, is for you to see and understand the underlying principles, because I believe true principles are always true. And it's the application that shifts and changes. And if you can understand that underlying principle as you navigate life and your business and all of the complexity that comes your way, when you understand the true principles, you will know how to solve the problem, what to do, and where to go. And that is what I exposed to Alex in today's episode. So let's jump in.
So I'm Alex Klein, right? And I founded World Beauty, which stands for Wear Your Red Lips Beauty. And we just launched last week, actually. So we're live selling from London, but we ship all over, which is great. And so I started the company because I felt like there were a few inspirations. You know, the deeper inspiration, which about on our first call was when I turned 40, I had 40 life lessons. And the 40th lesson was, girl, wear the red lipstick. So it was this idea of no more hiding, no more kind of playing small, and no longer like dimming my light. And like a layer deeper than that was like, well, where did that inspiration originally come from? And I had shared with you that a lot of it came from my mom, and just watching her,
Yeah.
as this beautiful, strong woman that I learned so much from. She launched her own business when she came to the States. My family's origin, they came from Haiti. I was born in the States. And I just saw like there was kind of like different paths in her life. And as she kind of got to like her 40s, 50s, I just felt like she got a little bit tired, right? And kind of weighed down a little bit by life. And there was a lot more, I believe, that she had to offer. And she offered a lot, but I think
Yeah.
that just it was a different time where she couldn't fully realize everything that she was brought on this planet to do. So yeah, here I am, like I want to like carry on her legacy and really help for my daughter's legacy, and just, women out there that have so much to offer. And I think red lips are like a fun tool, and a fun kind of way to like ignite that.
Yeah. And one of the things that I love about Whirl and this brand is you've taken this experience from your past and your mom, and you didn't mention this, but you even had this kind of health scare and you had to really clean up your eating and what you were putting on your body. And that's a big part of the formulation of these lipsticks. And I have one on right now. Not only do they perform exceptionally well, but they're vegan and they're
Yes.
very, very high performing, high quality
Mhm.
lipsticks. So it's a way to kind of capture this desire for strong women, strong world,
Mhm.
and really share that message of wear your red lips, don't shrink back, don't hide. And
Mhm.
at the same time, it aligns with your values of this non-toxic, high quality, high performing vegan formulation.
Yes.
And I love how your mother is even a really big part of this story. And
Mhm.
so you felt inspired, you created this brand, you created products, you even started manufacturing, and you have 9,000 tubes.
Yes.
And now you're like, okay, now what?
Now what? Exactly. I'm like,
Right?
hello. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So the first lesson here is there are a lot of things that had we met 6 months or a year ago, I would have taught you previously.
Yeah.
And right now, this is the situation that it is. And you know what? It's great. So let's talk about from this point forward, how do you, well, and why don't you ask your question to me? What is your question? Like, you have so much vision and potential.
Hmm.
And at the same time, that can be kind of overwhelming. I could do a lot of different things, Katie. So what is the question that you have for me and how can I help you?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. So my vision is really to be, this global brand. Right now we're in the UK, and I had set
Mhm.
up an entity in the Netherlands, because of Brexit to like serve Europe. But I had written to you that I think that might have been a little premature. So so we're ready, but with nothing there yet. But so it's really like how to get this out to the world in a way that's like efficient and basically a marketing plan to help move product and also how to plan for inventory, right? Like that's one thing that I kind of think like how do I think about now 9,000 feels like a lot, right? Which I would like to move, but also like let's say it takes off, then how do I keep up with that, right? Like if retail wants it, so for us, it's probably like a 6 month lead time because we make everything,
Mhm.
like it's our own like formulation. So just to get that whole process going, so yeah, just kind of thinking through the long term, like the immediate need to help, get this message and product out there. And I'm so happy you like it. So thank you for all those nice things you said about the product.
Mhm.
And yeah, and planning for the future.
Yeah. Something that's important to know, and this is coming from a product designer, great product to me is just essential. It's you can't play the game unless you have a great product and are going to deliver on the promises that you're making with this product. And so the good news is you meet that, and
Mm,
that's just a must to play the game. And you've got all of these things going on. You have multiple entities in different countries. You have certain regulations depending on what country you're shipping to.
mhm,
We have holidays coming up, and you're trying to navigate all of these different things, the complexities of your
mhm.
business. And there, you mentioned you launched last week. What are your sales so far?
So, my goodness, I would say, so this is what was interesting. So in numbers or like how many units did we,
Yeah,
we probably sold
it's a short answer.
like 100 units.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how have you moved those so far? Like, how have those people found you?
Friends and family, school, moms, kind of like my immediate network, word of mouth. And I announced it basically
Okay.
on Facebook and Instagram, and that's where like those sales came from.
Okay. Awesome. So that's not nothing, but it's very small compared
Yeah.
to the amount of inventory that you're sitting on, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So the first thing I want everyone who's listening to understand, when you're sitting on inventory, you're sitting on the cash of your company, right? And so it's really important to keep that turning
Yes.
so that there's blood flowing through the business, right? Because that cash flow is the blood that then allows the business to stay alive and to grow, and you can reinvest and develop new products. And so if that inventory is not turning, we get stuck. We get
Yeah.
stuck. And so the question is, how do I turn my inventory? How do I move this and get the blood flowing so that I have a growing, thriving business? And there's all of these different things to think of. And so Alex, part of how I can help you is help you see what you maybe are missing or not aware
Yeah.
of, or maybe not even focusing on or paying enough attention to.
Hmm.
And inventory planning, talking to retail shops, uh, holidays and Black Friday. The thing I need to be, the thing you need to be focused on right now is selling.
Yes.
Like that, like all that other stuff
Yeah.
is a distraction. I hear some
Yeah.
laughing. Now,
Yeah. Yeah.
now to me, what it looks like is you're actually avoiding the thing that will make all of this move. And maybe it's not even conscious to you,
Hmm.
but all that other stuff that is just busy work and it
Mm.
won't move the business forward. What
Hmm.
moves the business forward is sales. How do you create sales? I mean, there's a lot of different ways, but I'm going to share a story from my own personal life, and I want to hear from you what what you're hearing and seeing.
Okay.
When I started my company, I had some inventory, not a whole lot. I did it a little bit different than you. I had some inventory, and I walked into a store. They didn't have a meeting with me. They didn't know who I was. They weren't even expecting me. But I walked into a store and I started asking them questions about their inventory, the products they carried, the customers who were coming in the store, how they make decisions. And then I started to share with them my goods and my products. So I first understood them and their needs, and then I shared with them how my product can meet their needs. And keep in mind, I walked myself into that store.
Yeah.
Did I have experience in this area? No. Did I have a business degree? No. Did I even have a sales script or some sales strategy or marketing strategy? No. What did I do? I walked in with radical curiosity about them and their needs. And then from there, I could show them how my product can satisfy the needs that they and their customers have.
Mm-hmm.
Selling became ridiculously easy at that point. Like,
Mm.
I wasn't selling anything.
Yeah.
Once I was aware of their needs, all I had to do is show them how my goods meet their needs. It wasn't selling. This was radical curiosity, conversations, and problem solving. And yes, was there an exchange of money? You better believe it. And I got very good at saying I'd take Visa, MasterCard, and American Express.
Yep.
Each store that I went into, Alex, I learned something. So I was there to make a sale and had my ears out. And I was learning. I was immersing myself into this world of business that I wasn't experienced in and I didn't know. And I started to learn things. I started to learn that store buyers went to trade shows. I started to learn that people like me need to create an invoice for people. I started to learn that people like me have this thing called a line sheet. And I had no idea what that was. And it was like this brief summarization of my products, the different colorways. And it was just really, really simple, but it was one page. So I went and learned about a line sheet. I went and learned QuickBooks so I could start invoicing my clients. Why am I telling you all of this? Because one, you need sales. And two, you need answers to your questions on your business. How are you going to get those answers? You have to go be in conversation with the people who are in your industry, not necessarily your competitors, but people who are part of the pipelines of the distribution of these goods. So what does that look like? Like, in today's world, you can go into stores and you could talk to people and you could start to find out information. What I'm seeing is you need sales, and the way for you to do that at this point in the game is through conversations. At this point, people are very excited to go hire some Facebook ads guy and say, hey, come fix my problems, like move my inventory. And in a lot of ways, they're actually not ready for that, because there's a lot of pieces of the puzzle that you haven't solved just because you haven't run into those problems yet. And so you need to be boots on the ground talking to people right now. So when people look at me and my multi-million-dollar international empire that I built and they say, how'd you do that? I'm like, you want to know how I did it? I walked myself into a store and I asked them questions and I learned about their business. And then I showed them how this product solved one of their problems. And they were like, cool, how many can I buy? I'm like, how many do you want? And I sold to that store. And then I walked in the next store and I did the same thing. And I would say, hey, Jennifer down the road at this store, she just bought 20. How many do you want? And they would be like, oh, because people, they follow the other people. They're sheeple. And so when I would tell the other store that your competitor has this product, they would be like, well, I need 40 then. If she's got 20, I want 40. And you build this social proof. And so I was walking into these stores. I was learning from them and gaining information. I wasn't walking in like I was an idiot, by the way. Like, I was doing my best to present myself professionally. But I had my ears open and I was learning. And at the same time, I was moving product. I was making sales. And so pretty soon I had all the stores in Portland had my goods. Then I drove up to Seattle. All the stores in Seattle had my goods. Then I was like, okay, I'm experiencing momentum here. Maybe I go to San Francisco. My kid was young at the time. He was like 18 months. I'm like, I didn't have anybody I could leave him with. And I was like, he's coming with me. So my husband drove me to all of the stores. My 18-month-old went with me and he demonstrated the product with me because it was for young children. And I just walked into these stores. And each time, Alex, I was learning more about my industry. I was learning more about what it means to have a physical products company and manufacture goods and what it looks like. Because to selling to a end consumer, like I was both learning that game and I was also learning the game of retail as I was walking into all of these stores. And then soon I started going to trade shows and I had some experience to lean on. When I went to the trade shows, I was playing with the big boys. I was talking to the big boys. I was learning their game. Point being, I was in conversation. And this is the other piece that you need to hear right now. It's very easy to sit in our room and in our home office and at our computer. And we're like, okay, I need a marketing strategy. And yes, you do. But there's a tremendous amount of information that you need that you can't gain just by sitting in your room at your desk at your computer. Unless you yourself are like some ads person. The point being, you need to be in conversations because you have a lot of questions about your industry. And that's where you're going to start to find the answers, is by being in conversation with people. And I want to share a little trick here for you, because you're going to talk to somebody who doesn't have the answer for you. And it would be easy for that to be a dead end. And then you walk away and you're like, well, that was all my people I needed to talk to. And now I don't have another lead. Don't leave somebody until you've said, I appreciate your time. I understand that you don't have the answers or you can't solve this problem. Do you know somebody who does?
Yeah.
Do you know somebody who does? And they'll pause and I'll be like, yeah, there's this guy and this guy and this guy. Cool. Awesome. Do you have their number? Can you make an introduction? Right? Whatever information you can gain. Because you're at this place where you've done some amazing things, but the number one thing, like everything on your to-do list, scratch it all off unless it says sales. Like that is where you need to be.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, because as I think about the conversation that we've had before, and I even look at the questions that you asked me, you were asking the wrong questions, right? And so my thought is there's something inside of you that's potentially avoiding making those sales and having those conversations. Is there any piece of that resonates? Does it feel uncomfortable?
That's a good question. So does it feel uncomfortable? It does feel a little bit uncomfortable. My focus when I started was like, okay, this is going to be like direct to consumer. I'm doing an online e-commerce business. So my focus has really been more on like digital marketing and trying to get the message out that way. And then, at the end of the summer, I thought, okay, well, if I can get into like one e-tailer and one retailer, and learn what their needs are, then that would be a way to move like more bulk as opposed to the bundle sales or the one-on-ones. So but I haven't considered, like, I do have a list actually of a bunch of retailers. That's more the retail route, right? So I think I wasn't pushing that as much as the direct to consumer route, which is all ads and
yeah, and that's awesome. It's a literal interpretation of the example that I shared with you. But I want you to see that what I did in that scenario also applies even to the digital world. So if you want to successfully move these digitally through e-commerce, you need to be talking to the right people. And one of the things that I noticed is you were talking about Black Friday and having sales. Alex, you have a premium product that works really, really well. Discount is a very fast way to ruin your brand. It's a very fast way to ruin your brand. Don't do it. People don't even know you exist. They don't even have a concept of what it should cost. So discounting it isn't actually the problem. It's not that it's a premium price.
Yeah.
That's not the problem. It's that they don't even know about it. And we need to be in conversation with the people who can help you move this, whether it's through brick and mortar channels or virtual channels. The point is you're focused on the wrong things and You don't need to be discounting.
Okay.
Like, how much time did you spend and money to create this proprietary formulation?
A long time, a long time. But it's
Yes.
interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I started, and then
Don't
I
discount
actually
it. And
hired.
listen,
Yeah, yeah. Tell me.
I've been wearing it. My girlfriends are asking about it, and like they notice how well it wears. It does.
Yeah.
It wears really well.
Mhm.
Normally, within like 5 to 10 minutes, the lipstick is like sticky and crackly, and all of a sudden your lips look funky and weird. And I don't have that experience with this. Like, this is a high performing product. And so
Mm,
you need to treat it that way. So
mhm.
it's not that people think it's too expensive. The reality is you just haven't even communicated to them the value of
Yeah.
the product. They don't even know you exist. So
Mhm.
that's what needs to happen right now. We need to be having conversations with people who either have an audience that would be very interested in your products, and we get you in front of them.
Mhm.
So I'm talking like influencers, group
Mhm.
leaders, people who are part of a community. And what will be super cool is if that influencer, their values align with your values, right? And they
Mhm.
are about helping women not shrink back, but to shine their light in the world, and
Mhm.
to not play it small and not feel like, oh, am I too much? Like, they, like you, have a similar mission, a similar message. This lipstick is a vehicle for that message. So go find the people who have that similar vision and message of women believing in themselves, women not afraid to play big,
Mhm.
and to shine their light in the world, and say, hey, have you been looking for ways to monetize your audience? Because I've got a really incredible product, and I think we could together bring our messages together. And this lipstick, these red lips from this non-toxic proprietary vegan Wear Your Red Lips Whirl brand, become that hero's cape that these women are putting on. And they're like, that's it. I'm not shrinking back anymore.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
have now the cape that I need, AKA the red lips,
Yes.
to go have the strength, the courage, the focus, the clarity, the fortitude to go share this mission out in the world. Like, if you think about doing what we just described, what would happen, Alex?
What would happen? Oh my goodness. Oh, good things. I think good things would happen.
Sales. Sales
Sales.
are what would happen.
Yes.
Because listen, here's the sad reality. You know this. Like, I believe in you. I believe in these products. I believe in the mission and brand. I do.
Mm.
And it will die if we don't have sales. That is the sad, brutal truth.
That can't happen. Yeah.
No, it can't. And if
Yeah.
you're discounting your products, you're weakening your ability to share the message out in the world.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you saying that because I've been going back and forth. I actually started out at 38, right, pounds per lipstick. And then I talked to people. I don't know if I was talking to the wrong people. It included the bundle with the pouch and all of that. And I decided to like take the pouch out and say, okay, well, if I took it out, then, we could do it this way. And then so for launch, I did a promo. And then after that, I'm kind of like, I haven't done any. And then people ask me, what are you doing for Black Friday? So I'll do something for Black Friday. And then, but I appreciate you saying that because I wonder, I'm like, oh, what is it? Is it, I just didn't know. I wasn't quite sure what was gonna help move it, or if I was talking to the wrong people. But someone else told me the same thing when I was at Funnel Hacking Live. They actually ended up buying a bundle, and then when they got it, they're like, oh my gosh, you're charging way too less. Like you're charging too little for this product. Like this is a premium, exactly what you said. So,
Yeah.
so it's a timing. I think um I don't know like what to expect. Like when, I was like doing my numbers and I'm like, what are your projected sales? I'm like, I don't know what my projected sales are like because I haven't put it out there yet. So
Yeah.
I don't know how people are going to respond, So that's kind of been like a tricky thing that it's hard to, create.
Yeah. Okay. Let's take the last few minutes that we have. Let's develop a strategy for this, because I could tell you're seeing the importance of sales and conversations. So
Yes.
let's, like, insight's great. It's awesome. It's exciting. It will not change your business. So we have to take what you're seeing right now. We have to create a plan and put it into action. And that will create the
Okay.
change, that will create the sales, that will create the revenue that you need inside of your business. So, given everything that I've shared, what do you see as the fastest way to generating sales inside of your company right now? What's the fastest way?
I think the fastest way is to align with influencers and group leaders that, that have a similar mission.
Yes. Now, here's something important.
Yeah.
When somebody like you is in this position and you're like, okay, I invested a bunch of money, I'm sitting on a bunch of inventory, I need someone who's going to help me. No, 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 no. That positioning is a weak positioning. And you're out there asking people for favors. And honestly, entrepreneurs, even influencers, they don't have time for favors. No. So you need to
Yeah.
understand that you have value and that they have a need. And you're there to show them how to create revenue inside of their business. And you can help them do it really fast. In fact, you already have the inventory you're ready to ship tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
you
am.
are there
Yeah.
solving a problem for this influencer, and you're going to do most of the work for them. And maybe what you do is like you present to them. And here's something that's really important when you're talking to an influencer. Here's how you need
Yeah.
to approach them, Alex. There's so much I need to share with you in like the last 5 minutes. When you're talking
Okay,
to
I'm
an
listening.
influencer, you
Yeah.
share a tiny little bit. You don't overwhelm them. When somebody sends me an email that was like this long, I
Yeah.
was essentially an influencer in my physical products brand for years. And so I was on the receiving end of this for a long time. Someone sends you this really long list with all these details. Is like, hold on a second. I'm really busy. I don't have time to even understand what you're saying in this email. So your first interaction with the influencer needs to be real, honest, and the whole objective is to just make a real human to human connection. If you can do that, they will pay attention to you. Okay. Because it's Alex. She's my friend. And like, we have the same values. Okay. You start there. It's really short. And maybe you're just engaging with their content. Then you start to approach them and it's something really simple. And it's like, hey, I have this really cool thing that I do with influencers like you. And I'm really particular about finding somebody who aligns with my values. And so if you'd be interested in understanding how we can share this message together in a much bigger way, let me know. It's really simple. Just like, yes, I want to hear more with a thumbs up. And here's the last piece, like it's important. You need to show them how to answer your email. It needs to be really quick and simple. Okay. So if you want to hear more, hit reply and give me a thumbs up. If you're super busy and now's not a good time, totally get it. Just hit reply and say, not today, Alex. Like they need to know exactly, because to read the email and then they have to go in their mind and decide how to respond to this, that creates drag. It's a disruption to their workflow. So it needs to be really, really simple and easy for them to engage with you. Is that clear?
Yep.
So you have to have curiosity and you're asking them question, and you're not asking them to participate. When somebody says that in the first email, it's like, holy cow, well, I need a lot more information. I can't sign myself up for that. I don't have all that information. And then they just don't ever reply. So the whole objective every time you're engaging with them is just to get a response. And you want to make it ridiculously easy for them to respond. Okay. So they're really short, simple emails. They're not overwhelming. And it's just, you're stepping them into it. If you were to take this opportunity and break it up into like 5, 6, 7 steps, and they only see the first step, and then they see the next step, and then they see the next step. Okay. Because you're just making it super easy and simple for them. Then eventually, once you've gone back a few times and they're ready to say, yes, and I want to see more details, then you very simply give them the details of how you guys are going to do this campaign, and make sure, here's an essential piece. You need to make sure that you're carrying the full workload. All they have to do is show up to the event. Maybe it's like a 10-minute interview, but there's some moment where the two of you are seen together.
Okay.
And then you do all of the work, including the back end, right? The purchases and packing and shipping them. So if you do that, take this campaign, this concept, this idea, this party, whatever it is, virtual party, go do this process that I just shared with you, reach out to 10 people. Maybe you'll get one or two that respond. I should say 20. Reach out to 10. If nobody responds, reach out to 10 more. Just
Okay.
know that like it's a numbers game at this point,
Yeah.
Alex. You have great product, you have a great brand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a numbers game. This goes back to the conversations thing. You just need to be talking to more people. So reach out to 10 influencers. Maybe you'll get one or two responses. You start moving them along. And the whole objective is to basically do some sort of a JV party launch thing. And when somebody says yes, then you do exactly like I did at the stores, which was you just got somebody essentially to buy. Now take that you're doing a partnership with this incredible influencer. You take that and you leverage that into the next conversations. Hey, I'm doing this really cool thing. It's working really well with fill in the blank influencer. Here are the conversion numbers that we got. Do you want to be the next person I do this with? And again, that's always the positioning. This is an incredible opportunity, and you are hand selecting them to be somebody who gets to be a part of this. That's the positioning. And it's a good thing this is all recorded, because I'm actually throwing a lot at you right now. You're going to need to go back and like re-listen to this like 10 times.
So fast. Yeah, no, this is good. Thank you. Yeah.
So to like wrap it all up, you have inventory. Yes, there's those questions that you need to answer in your company, but you need sales or the company dies. So we're going to focus on creating relationships. Creating relationships with audience builders, influencers, group leaders who have captive audience. They've developed a relationship with these people. It's just like my stores, right? Like my store owner, when I was going into physical stores, that store owner had a relationship with her customers. They were back all the time. So in a way, that's what I was doing. I was going to the influencer and I was saying, hey, tell me about your community. What are their needs? Okay, cool. Well, awesome. I have this thing. Do you think they'd be interested in it? It was a little bit different, right? They were pre-selling in a sense, but it's the same thing. You're building relationships with community builders, and you're bringing value to solve a problem that they have within their community.
Awesome. So here's a geographic question. Do you think, because I feel like I've been split between worlds, like because I'm UK based, do you think I should focus on like UK influencers or, American, and then I just like ship? So that was one thing I've been kind of like.
So what we want to do right now, Alex, is we want, in design, you call it a minimally viable product, but in a way we want a minimally viable sales plan. And so what is the minimum you could do to start creating some of these sales? If there's too much complexity for you to ship to the US, then yes, start where you can start creating sales immediately.
Yeah, no, there's no complexity. I can do it. It's just the additional shipping cost to the buyer.
Just pass that on to the consumer.
Okay. Yeah. So I know I can definitely ship. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Make that part of the purchase.
Okay.
Just make it part of the purchase.
Yeah, that's what I have been doing because we have had a few sales from the.
And it's a small, lightweight product. Like you might want to look at how you're shipping things and see if there's a way to optimize that, because the lowest you can get that, the better. And like, if we had time, I would talk to you about having conversations with UPS, FedEx, and building up that account and making sure you're getting really good rates and that you're not paying essentially retail price for your shipping. And that takes time, and proof and evidence, but also that is conversations and relationships, and you can get better pricing and better terms if people know you. At the end of the day, Alex, like connecting with humans was something that I naturally wanted to do and gravitated towards, and it ended up being one of the greatest assets in my business. And I was able to learn sales, negotiation, and distribution, like all of those things, because I was having conversations with people. And so it goes back to what we said at the beginning, like talking to people, ensuring you're getting your best rates, asking if there's a better way to do this, all those kinds of things.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
So I want you to now wrap this up. I kind of wrapped it up, but now I want you to wrap it up, and I want to hear from you. Given the insight that you've had in today's coaching session and what you're seeing, what are you hearing for you? Like, what's the greatest thing that you're hearing? And how can you connect that to action? Because that is where the change will come. So what are you hearing? What are you going to do
Okay.
about it?
Okay, so I'm hearing that my focus, because the whole big vision, I need to put that to the side and just focus on sales because I mean, I've been working to this moment, right? Like now
Yeah,
it's ready. So
you
just
have.
focusing on sales and then and connecting with people, connecting with real people. So 10, I'll identify 10 a week, 10 influencers and group leaders a week, and then start reaching out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Yes. Yeah.
So
That's like
good,
laser
Alex.
focus. Yeah.
Yeah. Every day you'll have all these things on your to-do list, and you're just going to cross all of them out, and you'll circle the one that says sales, because that's the one that matters right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Very helpful. Thank you.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome. This was amazing. I'm
Yeah. Thank you
really
so much.
excited for you, super proud of you. And you're going to start moving product, and you're going to start moving it really fast.
Yeah. I'm excited. I appreciate that.
Yeah. You're welcome. Okay. You're going to have to keep me up to date and like send me an email or something, because I want to hear how it goes.
Okay, I will definitely. Yeah. And then you will please send me this recording. It'll be my bedtime story.
Yes. Yeah, we will. You'll have it
Okay. Thank
soon.
you.
Okay. Thanks,
All right.
Alex.
Okay.
Wasn't that amazing? I really appreciate Alex coming on, really openly sharing her story and her experience, her brand, and the issues that she's running into. And here's what I want you to see. Oftentimes, without realizing it, we can find excuses. That's ultimately what they are. They're noise, distraction, stuff that needs to get done, but it becomes this distraction to pull us away from the thing that actually matters and makes a difference. And for Alex, it was sales. And for whatever reason, she was avoiding sales, avoiding the conversations. And today we talked about how to prioritize that, and then how to take this incredible product that she has created and how to really get it out there into the world in a fast and meaningful way. And my question to you is, how does what you just learned inside of this episode today, what are you hearing for you? And how can you take what the insights that you had as I was helping Alex navigate all of these things? How can you take those insights and actually bring them to your business? This is the gap that people often miss. Insight is cool, it's fun, it's exciting. It won't change your reality. So how can we take that insight and actually put it into action? So I want you to look at your business right now, and how can you focus on the things that matter? How can you eliminate the distractions, the noise, maybe delegate or say, that doesn't matter unless we have sales, or that doesn't matter unless we have the right partners? What is the thing inside of your business that you need to focus on right now and focus your team on? And how can you put that into action? Take those principles, put them into action, and you will be what's working now. That's what I have for you. Thank you. Today was amazing. And I'll see you on the next episode.